What's going on, everyone? Vampyr Gaming here, and today I really just wanted to talk about Nico Robin. So, if you hadn't heard, Nico Robin not too long ago got top 32 and a top 64 at the Latin America Bandai Card Fest, or LATAM Nats. And so not just one, but two, which is quite incredible. We'll take a look at both of those here today. We've got, of course, the standard Nico Robin, standard vanilla banish ability, and then also when swinging, you have built-in ramp, so you're actually capable of ramping more consistently than any other deck. You do have to trash a card with trigger. Now, the most interesting thing about these lists are that the top 32 list and the top 64 list barely played any purple cards, which of course purple is known for ramp. And so I thought that was super interesting. The top 64 build, I believe, played 0 purple cards, and we'll take a look at that here. But in today's video, we're going to talk about both of these builds and share my thoughts on them. We, of course, have 3 Sanji, so it's a 7 for 7, but you get to rest 1 6 cost or lower, so it lets you swing while also resting a blocker and enables you to go for lethal at the price of minusing 1 Dawn. 4 Beji, classic yellow card staple, will be in every yellow deck until the dawn of time, saves you in the end game, saves you in any part of the game, and he's a 2K. Yamato, not uncommon. The best thing about this, of course, is, you can ramp up, play these characters early, get decent KOs, but also against something like Doflamingo, you can continue to play these and quite possibly, just due to the amount of life that they have consecutively, KO their bodies and kind of just help you control the board a little bit. This card comes up a lot. You, of course, also knowing that you want to play this down, can take that extra life just to go down 1 more and play this so you can go right back up to 2 where you started. And then Gadatsu, again, really good card, specifically against Dofi, because they're probably going to be at 4, and you can play these and answer one of their bodies, which helps take pressure off of you. And just that overall removal aspect against any of these decks, be it, they play a Brook or anything like that, you can use this to get that removal. It's the ideal 5 Dawn curve play. Onami, now this isn't too shocking, but it was just a little bit for me. It does have trigger, and the trigger is very good. I'll give her that. The trigger is great, especially in this meta. But with your leader already having banish, I just don't, I feel like you possibly don't need one. Maybe I was wrong. I believe both of these lists are playing Onami, so it seems as though Onami is definitely still a strong play. Of course, Banish is, and you get to play all these big threats. Cost 2, and then, of course, again, we do have that trigger, which removes a 5-cost body for free. No discard, nothing like that. And then we've got Frankie, classic again here. Great trigger in life because you get to play him and draw a card, establish a threat if you have 1 life or less, and then also replace that value so you get the body while getting a card essentially from life. And of course, Ace, same thesis as Yamato, but also pretty decent in late game. If you're still at 2, you can play this and just go back up to 3, increasing your life, and then save him for next turn. Only Lucci's really going to be able to answer this body, so not much to worry about there, and can just help you get a little bit healthier. And then if you go down and you can slam another one, heal and gain rush, can really help you control the board, help you control the tempo, and just keep you in the game longer. And then we see, of course, Nami, this Nami, Egghead Nami, Rocket Nami, whatever you want to call her. On play, you can trash a trigger card and then KO up to 1 character with a 5 cost or less. And then if you have 3 or less cards, you can draw 1. So again, replacing value with that KO potentially in the late game, removing a blocker or anything like that, or just playing it out, getting that removal and helping you control the board. Same thing, if you trigger, you can also just KO something by trashing. And then this card actually was a huge star in the feature match in top 32 that we saw. Kind of catches you off guard when you don't factor, you factor in their lethal, you don't factor in this. It gives you essentially 2 extra Dawn to work with, and they were able to swing for lethal by playing this, bumping their leader, and I believe going 9. So Nico Olivia obviously coming up, and then if you trigger her as well, being able to dig really deep in your deck, drawing 3 cards, and then trashing 2, allowing you to filter out. Overall, very powerful card, and to top it all off, she's a 2K. Now, again, something that really just surprised me here is Nico Robin only playing 3. And not any other 6 Dawn curve. And I feel like the 6 is the best curve in the deck because you go first, you're at 3, you go 4, then you're at 6, going 7, going 9. Or like, you go 2, because then you go 2, you go 4, go 5, go 7. And you really can just play this on curve going first. Just feels really good. And they only opted to play 3. And most decks are going to counter out of the first one. So you can really control tempo with this. So I found that really interesting that they only opted to play 3. And then Jaguar D Saul. This is a card that I felt like you just had to play. Felt very mandatory. It's still a trigger. And it's a 3/5 body. So he's swinging. And he's a blocker. But no counter. But feels like a really good card. Now, this was also one of those cards that kind of just got me. It makes sense, but again, like you have Saul. But they opted to play Brule. Another one of those yellow sneaky life triggers that keeps them in the game. But on top of that, it has counter. A 3/1 with counter. And then Gum Gum Giant, I think it just makes sense. It is the best card. You can pair it well with Yamato 2. Heal up, leave this. And then you're just really cooking. You trash 2, you trash 1, you draw 2, so you countered without ever losing any cards. And then only 2, you're the one who should disappear. Again, very surprising. Didn't expect this to not be in the lists. At a 4 of. I mean, you're playing all of these other triggers, but they opted not to. It is exclusively good in your last life. But it does come up and it does clutch up, and it, of course, turns your bricks into 1Ks. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the top 64 deck. And then here we have the top 64 list. So you can... Great trigger body overall, because it lets you cycle a little bit, look for your pieces, but not an ideal 5 Dawn play. But phenomenal when you trigger her. 4 Beji, 4 Yamato, 4 Gadatsu. We also see O9. Jojo is one of those cards that became a... And now, for a hot minute, just because it's one of those bodies where if you answer it, they heal a life, and then they can trigger it if you're at 3 or less, or even Yamato. Yamato being notorious for this. If their first hit connects and then you swing 5, they trigger this. You're already super behind because they just get to play it. Doesn't cost a card out of hand, and Yamato's, of course, double attack swing. And if you KO it, they get the heal. Downside is it's a brick. But very interesting to see this. I'm sure it creates a lot of opportunities to get lucky during a game. But with 5 life leaders all throughout this whole meta, very interesting. I wonder how this performs, but I can understand it. Because, there's decks playing Lucci, and then there are decks playing Shanks with the removal engines and things like that. That could possibly answer this. But against Doflamingo, they can just bounce it. So you spend your whole turn playing this, and they just play law and bounce it. And it's like, now you just have a brick back in your hand. And you've lost, that ideal curve to play it. Counter argument, though, you, of course, can discard it with Robin. Then Frankie again, Ace, Nami, Nico Olivia. We see Jaguar D Saul. 4 of. And then this is that other card, the Edward Newgate. So the big thing about this Newgate is on play, add the top card of your deck to the top of your life cards. Then look at all of your life, place 1 card on the top of your deck, and then place the remaining in your desired order. So 1, you get to manipulate your draw or what you want to do that turn. You get to manipulate your life as well. So you get to feed yourself 1 card from your life, possibly take out a non-trigger, and then you can organize triggers. You can organize we see 4, you're the one who should disappear as well, which only makes sense if you're playing this card, because if you get one of those in your life, you put in your last life, you're really cooking and you're feeling really safe, especially when you're able to continually recur a heal with Yamato and Ace in the late game. So very interesting to see that they opted to play this in essence over the Nico Robin 6-drop. It does have the 7k stat line, which goes a lot farther, and pretty much, again, it feeds you 1 card that you're able to manipulate, but doesn't really give you any advantage. So let me know, what do you guys think of these decks in the comments below? But let's go ahead and dive into a game. Second, just to try to take that curve, we're gonna mulligan. This is again top 64 list, but really want to see how this plays, how this feels. See if I can understand it. I'm gonna go ahead and pass. We're gonna play this Okiku on 4. Ah, 6 at me. I kind of want the resource. I'm going to opt to take. There we go. That's what we want to see. We want to see a big body. What's he going to play for 2? Is he just going to leave up a Red Hawk? That's fine. I think I'm okay with that. Yeah, just leave up a Red Hawk. Okay. I'm just going to swing 4. We're going to swing 4 and ditch the Shirahoshi, because that's the weakest card in our hand right now. Gain a Dawn. He's going to leader ability, -1. And then we are going to play this Okiku, and then we're just going to go ahead and pass. And the next turn we'll have 1 extra Dawn to swing at him with. And then we're going to go 7. We can go ramp 1 more time to go 8. Then we can go 10 and just go down to 1 and play this Ace and heal. Well, I'm just going to take that. Another Ace. I can't imagine a better day. He doesn't establish a threat. We're going to get to manipulate our life here. Okay. I think it's okay to just do. We're going to go ahead and add that. And then this is going to be our life. And then we're going to go 6. We'll do this one first. No, I think we still do this one. And then we are going to trash. I'm going to say Onami, just so we can get rid of that. Gain 1 rested Dawn. Yep. And we're going to go to 10. And so see, he's going to 7. And then we're going to go to 10. Now he's probably going to leader ability -1. But then we have a huge board. And now we're going to regenerate this value that we lost. And if he doesn't hit us, because he can only go 5 at our life, we can choose to not take it and just play one of these. But I'm going to take it, depending on how he plays his turn. Because I know that this is an Onami. So that's a trigger that can KO a body. But he could play Beckman and just trash my Okiku. He could also just remove the Okiku. He goes for the Ace. Oh, 7 at Okiku. Okay, we're going to save Kiku. We're going to go ahead and draw. Draw. He has 5. I could play this. But we're in a solid spot. We're going to go ahead. We're going to start off at 6. See if we can bait that leader ability. Or if he wants to try to save it for my leader. So we want to try to bait the leader ability. Okay, he just takes. He wants some cards. We're going to give him a 7. We're going to play... Okay, he leader ability. That's exactly what we want to see. Now you have to give me a card here. I'm not going to trash anything. Okay. He takes the L. We're going to go ahead and just gain 1 life, and we're going to pass. And then we're going to have another opportunity to establish another one and gain 1 more life. And have another big threat. So now we have a lot of threats before he can get the 10-drop Shanks. Okay? That's pretty good. Okay, well, he KO'd it, so now we get the heal. 5 here, 6. I think we save this. Since we're now a 4 life, I think we are safe to save this. I'll give him the Frankie. Don't give him the knowledge of the Veggie. 6. I'm going to save it again. I'm going to go ahead and draw. Okay. He's a 5. I'm going to start off 5 here. Okay, cool. Gonna go 5 here. Okay, I don't know if you do that, but I'll swing 10 here, clear that up. And then we're gonna play another one and gain 1 more life. So now we have 5 life. Again, it's okay to not have to swing with ace. He's gonna go 8 here, probably wants to play a 10 drop, goes 12 at 9. Can I save it? Does it cost me everything? 12 at 9. 9. It would cost my entire hand. I'm going to opt to save him. So you go 5 at, yep. So you go 12 at 9. That's fine. Because I'm going to be able to clear this up. So I'm at 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, I think that's fine. Oh, almost clicked the wrong one. Go 16 here, yep. And then we're going to go 7 at life, and then just 8 at life. And he's going to either lose this card. Cool. He's got no life. At 7. I can just give him my whole hand. Nah, I think I just let it go. I think that's fine. 5. Yeah, I'm gonna just take it. Let's see. Well, let's start off. Yeah, I mean, we'll just start off 10 here. -9. Red Hawk and a 1K. Yeah. Yeah. Now we're going to go 5. Now we got a decent amount of counter again. Okay. Seems like he's bricked up and we're going to gain a life. Okay, dragon. That's cool. Yeah, I mean, his best bet's going 13 here. You're just not getting the body. I'll take... I'll trigger. I'm going to trash to Saul and Gadatsu. 8. I'll take. I'll trigger. Go ahead. We go ahead and touch 1. Go 11. Just 11, 11, 13. You just shouldn't have it. Yeah. Yeah. GG's. But yeah, so I mean, deck's really interesting. You, of course, can see the power of one, like, ramping up super early. And then also being able to play those aces. Even just healing is huge. Like, Yamato has a heal requirement. Let me know how you guys feel about Nico Robin in the comments below. And as always, hit that subscribe button if you found this content of value. It helps me out a lot. And I will see you all in the next one.